never expected a quiet Sunday afternoon to become the most memorable moment between me and my stepson, Tyler. Life in our household had always been balanced, if not a bit too quiet. Tyler, being a reserved 19-year-old college freshman, wasn't one to linger around the kitchen with me. He preferred his basement room, headphones on, fingers dancing across his gaming keyboard. I respected his space. After all, blending families took time. I'd only married his father, Greg, 2 years ago. Greg was away for the weekend on a company retreat in the mountains, so it was just me and Tyler at home. I had no special plans, just laundry, a little gardening, and maybe trying my hand at baking something I hadn't made in years. The house was unusually quiet by noon. No sounds of movement from the basement, just the hum of the air conditioner and the occasional creak of the wooden floorboards. It was while I was flipping through an old recipe book that I stumbled upon a page stained with time, my grandmother's peach cobbler. That warm, golden dessert had once been the centerpiece of every family gathering in my childhood. The memory of its cinnamon kiss scent alone made me smile. Maybe today was the day to bring that comfort back to life. I got to work in the kitchen, peeling ripe peaches, mixing the batter, and preheating the oven. The radio played soft classic tunes in the background, and the sunlight poured through the windows. It felt almost healing. An hour later, the cobbler sat cooling on the countertop, bubbling slightly at the edges, the scent filling the entire house. I heard movement from downstairs. A door opened, then footsteps climbing the stairs. Tyler emerged, hair messy, wearing a plain white t-shirt and sweats. He rubbed his eyes as if he'd just woken from a nap. "Something smells good," he mumbled, peering into the kitchen. I smiled. "I made peach cobbler. Want to try some?" He looked confused. "Peach what?" I blinked. "You've never had peach cobbler?" He shook his head. "I don't think so." That took me aback. "You're kidding. It's a Southern classic." He leaned against the kitchen island, staring at the dish with mild suspicion. "What's in it?" "Peaches. Cinnamon. Sugar. A soft biscuit-like crust. It's sweet, rich, comforting. Trust me." He seemed hesitant, and I couldn't help but chuckle. "Tyler, you've lived with me for 2 years and never once let me feed you something homemade. I'm offering you a piece of the best thing I know how to make. You have to taste it." He folded his arms but couldn't suppress a slight grin. "All right, fine. Let's see what all the hype is about." I plated him a generous scoop and added a dollop of vanilla ice cream on the side. The contrast of warm cobbler and cold cream was one of the best parts. He sat at the table, watching steam rise from the dessert. I sat across from him, expectant. He took the first bite slowly, cautiously. Then he paused, eyes widening. "Whoa!" I laughed. "Told you." He took another bite, faster this time. "This is insane. Why doesn't anyone make this anymore?" I shrugged. "Old recipes get lost in time. I'm just glad I found this one again." He polished off the plate and leaned back. "I seriously didn't expect it to taste like that. I thought it would be like canned peaches and soggy cake or something." "Never underestimate homemade," I teased. "Especially when I offer you something to taste." He smiled again, and for a moment, I saw a different side of him. Not the aloof teenager, but a young man letting his guard down. We ended up talking more that afternoon than we had in months. We sat at the table while the cobbler sat between us, steam fading, but the warmth remaining. He asked about the recipe, about my childhood, about the first time I'd ever made it. In return, I asked about his music, his classes, and what he really thought about college. "It's not what I expected," he admitted. "Sometimes I feel out of place. Everyone's either partying or trying to one-up each other." "Do you feel alone?" I asked gently. He nodded slightly, looking down. I placed a hand on his. "You're not. You've got people who care. Maybe not your crowd at college, but here you matter." That seemed to settle something in him. Maybe it was the food, maybe it was the timing, but from that day on, our relationship shifted. He started joining me in the kitchen more often, even offering to chop vegetables or wash dishes. We started having dinners together even when Greg wasn't home, something that never used to happen. One evening, about a week later, Tyler came upstairs with a notebook and asked, "Can we try making something else like that cobbler?" I grinned. You want to bake? Yeah, maybe something chocolate? We ended up making brownies from scratch, the old-fashioned way. The kitchen was a mess of flour and laughter. He even let me take a picture of him holding the tray like it was a trophy. I sent it to Greg with the caption, "Your son's a secret baker." Greg was stunned. Tyler? In the kitchen? With you? Voluntarily. That made me laugh. Weeks turned to months, and Sundays became our thing. We experimented with recipes, banana bread, apple pie, even savory dishes like lasagna. It became a quiet tradition, one that didn't need to be spoken about. One night, while cleaning up, Tyler looked at me and said, "You know, that first time you offered me that cobbler." I was shocked. Shocked. I raised an eyebrow. He nodded, not just by how good it was, but that you wanted to share something that clearly meant so much to you. I didn't realize how important that was. It was, I said softly, because you're important. You always have been. He looked away, swallowing hard. I didn't make it easy for you. You didn't have to, I said. You just had to show up. He did. And he kept showing up every Sunday after that. Baking became our bridge, and with each shared bite, we built something stronger than either of us expected. In the end, I didn't just offer him a taste of cobbler. I offered him a piece of my world. And he accepted it, with shock, sure, but with gratitude too. And in that quiet kitchen, a relationship that had once been strained found a way to rise, much like the warm, golden crust of our now famous peach cobbler.